How do you know if you're bisexual? Here are 5 ways to know if you're bisexual or not. Now, first of all, I do want to start by saying you don't need a label. You don't have to label your sexuality. Sometimes not having a label feels really good as a sexuality and you really identify with not having a label. So keep that in mind. You don't have to identify as anything. But if you are excited, interested, and you want to find out, am I possibly bisexual? Let's find out. Everyone is different. Everyone responds differently to different situations. These are simply 5 things that helped me realize that I was bisexual. Number 1, listen to your body. Listen to your body. It sounds simple, but it's actually pretty difficult when you think about it. Do you feel nervous around certain genders when you see a cute boy walk past or a really attractive non-binary person comes up to you and says hello? Do you get butterflies in your stomach? Does your body feel almost like magnetic or energized towards that person? For example, how do you know if you're bisexual or a lesbian? Think of the way your body reacts to men. If you see an attractive man, is it, oh, there's an attractive man? Or is it, whoa, my body's like, wow, I'd like to make out with that guy. Or I'm romantically attracted and I want to go out on a date with him. Because there is also romantic attraction and physical attraction. So listen to your body. If your palms get sweaty, if you're talking really fast when someone talks to you, if you feel your body is like crushing on someone, that's a sign that it's something more than just thinking they're generally attractive. 2. Do you do this a lot? No. Number 2, your interests. What YouTubers are you watching? What music do you really enjoy? Have you been listening to Sweater Weather on repeat for the last year? In all seriousness, your interests really show you what you might not be telling yourself on the surface level. I found myself really identifying with certain YouTubers, and I found myself really becoming interested in gay culture, and I was going to Pride events, and I was a #1 ally for the community. It took years for me to really allow myself to be a part of that community and to come out to myself. It just takes time. But follow your interests and really notice what is intriguing to you. Number 3, your reactions. All right, so let's say someone comes up, a really cute girl at a bar walks up to you and she's like, hey, how you doing? Or someone in class, like a cute girl in class, walks across and just starts up a conversation with you. How do you react? How would you react? Would you be like excited? Would you be stoked that this really cute person is talking to you? Or is it nerves? Are you just an anxious person? For me, I have so much anxiety and I've had social anxiety forever. It was really hard to tell when I had a genuine crush on someone or when I was just anxious. That was a struggle. That took me a while to figure out. But let's say a cute girl walks up to you and says, hey, would you like to grab a coffee? What would you say? Are you interested? Do you want to go out and have a coffee with that girl? Or are you excited? Are you terrified? Are you running the opposite way? And why? Why are you reacting in that way? Just something to think about. I had a funny reaction once. I was in class and someone sat down next to me and they were so cool. They had all these piercings and tattoos and I look like this. They were just like, you want to get coffee after class? And I was just, I was like, I mean, I have to go to something, so maybe another time, blah, blah, blah. But it was the first time a girl had asked me out and I was so excited. I just had this rush of adrenaline in my body, listen to your body, and I reacted as if like a really cute boy had asked me out. And so it was just kind of this new experience that made a lot of sense for me. I reacted the same way I would to another gender, and it was this moment of clarity, even though I was really scared and I had to sit next to them every single day after that. Eventually, we did get coffee, by the way. Yes. It didn't last, but it helped me figure a lot out. And sometimes that's just what those moments are there for. Sign number 4 that you might be bisexual. Fantasy. Too hot. It is too hot in here. Fantasies sound silly, but they're very telling. They are so telling. When you're daydreaming, and this could be a PG daydream or this could be an X-rated daydream. I'll leave it at that. What are you daydreaming about? Is there a certain gender that you tend to think about when you're daydreaming of romantic situations? What kind of feelings does that bring up? Where does your brain let you go? Like, where do you go in your daydreams or your night dreams? What can you like visualize and see? Who do you fantasize about? Here's an example of that, and there are some awesome memes about this as well. Think about the movies, like the movie The Mummy or the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. These are 2 like very popular, iconic movies because it was a sexual awakening for a lot of people to realize that both the male identifying character and the female lead and maybe the villain you're attracted to all of them, and it's like this moment of, oh gosh, whoa. And of course in film and the media, women are constantly sexualized, but this is different. This is watching a movie and realizing you're not sure who you find more attractive, the male character or the female character or any other gender, and it's okay. And you don't have to decide who you like more. That's very important. You don't have to know if you like one gender, a certain percentage. That's not how bisexuality works. It is a spectrum. And sometimes maybe you do find yourself attracted to women more, or men more, or another gender more, but that's okay. Sexuality is fluid. So pay attention to your fantasies. Think about who you're daydreaming of. Catch yourself and see what attraction is naturally rising up for you. Number 5, the future. Imagine. Who do you see yourself with? When you imagine the future, can you picture yourself marrying another woman, marrying another man? Do you picture yourself with a certain gender, more than one or the other? Is it completely unknown and you just know the personality traits that they might have? You know that they love dogs, but you don't know how they identify, and it doesn't really matter. So similar to fantasies, who do you imagine yourself with in a relationship? What are you interested in? Are you really interested in seeing what it's like to date female? Are you really intrigued by that cute barista and you want to ask him out, but you just don't know because you've only dated a certain gender before? Lean into it. Imagine the future. Imagine something you would really enjoy. Imagine a scenario. And don't judge yourself, and don't shame yourself, and don't question yourself. Just allow what is. Allow yourself to be yourself. Let yourself feel your feels, because we are so trained from a young age in this heteronormative world to act and think in a certain way. And it's not always how we truly feel, huh? We live in a very binary thinking society. Gay, straight, nothing in between. And that's really difficult for bisexuals to be able to identify somewhere on the spectrum in between. It's important to give yourself time and space and love to feel all your feels and know where you identify. You might be bisexual. You might identify as bisexual now, and later you might identify as lesbian, as homosexual, as biromantic perhaps. There is a wonderful world of sexuality out there, and it's important to allow yourself to truly identify where you are. And if it changes at some point, that's okay. A big thing is that bisexuality is not a phase, and I even wrote a song about it that many of you have heard. But I do want to say it's okay if bisexuality is a phase for you. If this is your way of finding a different identity, or maybe you identify as bi now, but later it changes, that's completely okay. When you hear bisexuality is not a phase, it's because the assumption is that you're gay or straight and you just don't know, or you're just not ready to come out. And that's why it's important to recognize that it's not a phase. When someone says they're bi, don't be like, oh, it's gonna, well, they might be gay, or nah, they're just straight and trying things out. That's, no. Bisexuality is beautiful, and it is the attraction to more than one gender. That's all. Those are 5 ways to tell if you're bisexual, and I would just like to add, follow your heart. I know it sounds cheesy, but if you're watching this video, there's probably some curiosity going on. There's probably some identity that you're searching for, and maybe you just haven't found it yet. And that's okay! We're here for you! The bi community is always here for you. No matter where you are on the sexuality spectrum, I want you to know that you are loved and you are valid, and I want to wish you a happy Bi Visibility Week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow, subscribe, like, do the things. I really appreciate your support. I am a songwriter based in Los Angeles. I identify as bisexual, and I think it's really important to everyone on bisexuality, not just the bi community, but the entire community. Have a wonderful day, happy Bi Week, and I will see you all soon. Glad I made my bed. Like my plants?